Hey guys, good morning. Hope everybody's ready to get things going on this Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. The time is 5:05. This is Art City Now. Glad that you are with us today. I'm live in South Carolina as I continue to be here for the next couple days this week. But we're glad as we bring you everything that you are watching us today on our show here as we bring you everything that's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Pro Joe in house as well, our producer. Pro Joe, you doing all right this morning? You ready to get things rocking and rolling?
Doing great. I already got some things accomplished and I'm ready to go.
Oh, things accomplished already, huh?
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, no more shoot. You didn't have any photo shoots in the 100-degree heat yesterday, did you?
No, I actually got to relax a little bit, just a tad.
Just a tad. You guys know you can watch us on X. You can watch us on YouTube, Arch City Now. Once again, Arch City Now on X and YouTube. If you want to jump in the chat line, you can do that there. You literally log into those sites. You can jump in and watch our show. We appreciate it when you guys do. And like, subscribe, share the show as well. And of course, as always, thanks so much for watching. If you have story ideas, let us know. If you guys want to get things going out there, you want to give a shout out, let us know. You can also catch everything about our show and the entire network on luinfo.com. Once today, and we will be bringing that to you. It's just a matter of what you guys with everything that we have going on. And right out of the gate, Ben Kahn says, good morning, Ben. I know you just had a trip down to Florida. Glad that you are with us this morning. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, Florida's hot. South Carolina's hot. St. Louis is hot. The Midwest is hot. Most of the country is hot. It's that time of year. I was talking to a guy yesterday that said the reason we have all this heat is because we had such a really cold winter that the two go hand in hand. Had you ever heard anything like that, Joe? Because I hadn't.
No, me either.
Yeah, I was like, huh, interesting, interesting. But needless to say, did it feel it was cooler yesterday in St. Louis? Did it feel that way to you, Pro Joe?
I didn't spend a whole lot of time outside. However, it seemed the same to me.
Yeah, 95 again today. That's before the heat indice. And if it doesn't go any higher for the weather, also tomorrow, 97 here in St. Louis, and that's before the heat indice. So, my gosh, we continue to be in one of those heat spells, those heat waves. And of course, it's not always easy to deal with. Not a lot you can deal with outside, but we do our best. You guys do your best. And of course, we try to stay cool. By the way, uh, big shout out to Cool Down STL.org. That's cooldown stlouis.org. They teamed with Ameren yesterday, and Steve Templeton, my favorite chief meteorologist in St. Louis from KMOV, to give out 900 AC units yesterday. That is a lot, 900. Now, those go to seniors and pre qualified people who don't have an air conditioner. And I know that we talk about our first world issues in the country, but there's many of us who still don't have air. And if your air goes out, or if you have an HVAC issue or an HVAC problem, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You remember real fast how hot you are and how used to air conditioning we get and how dangerous it can be to not have air conditioning. So that's a huge thing that they did from that standpoint. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here. Our producer Projo alongside as well. You can jump in on the chat line, join our conversations, let us know if there's stories that we should talk about. What is happening in St. Louis? The talk about stories. You guys jump in, you let us know. And of course, we'll have those conversations as well. We run our phone number at the bottom of the screen as well for people. If you ever want to call in, you can do that as well. We have streaming services on X and YouTube. Facebook is coming, X is coming, more TikTok is coming, but you can also give us a call, and you can do that at 855 282, and that's 8255. 855 282 8255. Heck, if you want to join our video stream, you can do that as well. Just let us know on the chat line. We'll send you the link. and you can hook up with us and talk, and that's what we'll get done. Okay. It is an early start to our morning. It is 6:10. We are glad that you're with us. And these mornings feel so much better. Not that I put everything in on the Cardinals, but the Cardinals, my gosh, did they look really good yesterday. Again, doing what they need to do, scoring the runs that they need to score. The pitching wasn't great. They gave up 7 runs, but the Cardinals won. Last night they beat the Cubs, final score 8-7. Not only was it a win, but they had to battle. And they battled at home, and they beat the first place Cubs for the second straight game in a row. They've now won 8 of their last 10, 7 of their last 8. They're starting to get their pieces back together, which is a good thing, meaning the healthy pieces. And we're talking about a team now that's just 2.5 games out of first place. Now, granted, if they don't take care of business the next 2 days, they'd be back to 4.5 games out, which is where they were when this series started. However, to win 3, you got to win your first 2. They've won their first 2. They'll be back playing tonight, and Eric Fetty's on the mound. But they do take on a very good Cubs pitcher, Matthew Boyd. Hopefully they can keep that offense going. Homers all around again last night, 3 more home runs. Nootbaar, Gorman, and Mason Wen, who also had 4 RBIs. What a story he's been for this team. We talk everything on this show. We talk what's happening in St. Louis, what people are talking about. That includes city issues, county issues, all the county issues, Metro East issues, sports issues, you name it. We talk it, and we're glad you're with us today to do that. And one of those issues is the St. Louis Cardinals. It is a good issue these days to talk about because they look so good, scoring the runs that they need to score. Just 2.5 games out of first place with 2 games left against the Cubs. This is exactly what we wanted to see. So congratulations to the Cardinals for getting that work done. Also, the NBA draft's coming up tonight. Tamar Bates had a really good career at Mizzou, really good year. He has an opportunity to be drafted at some point. Not sure it's going to be in the first round, maybe the second round tomorrow. But if you know of other local products from other schools that have an opportunity to see their dreams come true tonight or tomorrow, give them a shout out. Let us know, because it truly is. It's a lifelong work to try to do what you do to make the NBA. And a lot of dreams may come true tonight. Cooper Flagg, considered to be the number 1 pick tonight from the the Dallas Mavericks. And of course, he was the star at Duke University. A lot of this first break filled with a lot of sports too. We love to shout out our own Lindenwood University, St. Charles County, which has already been competing in Division I in some sports, officially became official in Division I yesterday. And I think back to what Lindenwood has been able to do just from where they were 10 years ago, and to be a Division I school now in their sports, trying to get that money coming in. If you're a Lindenwood grad, if you're somebody who supports Lindenwood, what a time to jump in and support that school financially. I'm not getting paid to say that. I'm not getting paid to promote their school. I'm just letting you know that they've got a really good football program that is on the way. They've had some good wins. Obviously, their hockey program has been outstanding. Volleyball, you name it, competing in the Ohio Valley Conference. But you've got a program, a school, university that is now officially Division I. And it's a good brand of athletics. And it's just started, especially in this day and age when it's difficult to compete in NIL, and you can pay athletes, and that's how you get the best kids to your school, is by paying them. That's what happens. Everybody likes the cash. Everybody likes the money. You do what you can to get on there. So Lindenwood, now officially Division I as of yesterday. And they did it a year early. So a nice feather in the cap for Lindenwood, trying to do everything that they can to make their name known and put St. Louis and St. Charles County on the map from a variety of ways. Speaking of the sports scene and things that are going on today, we talked a little bit about it, the weather. If you guys are keeping cool in a certain way, let us know. Are you able to get out and still do things? The high today expected to be 95 before the heat index, 97 tomorrow. And it's going to be a few days, maybe no relief until next week at some point in time. But those are issues that we have to deal with as we try to stay cool. A lot of stories we're going to get to today. And of course, we invite you to join our chat line to let us know what you guys see, what's happening, and those things. From that standpoint, let's see a note here. We're getting some people. Okay, that sounds good. Still to come today, the St. Louis Blues have a new uniform, primary uniform. We'll show you some pictures of those, talk about the reason. I love them. I'm part of those people who love them. I don't know if you don't, why you don't. We'll get into that a little bit. Another bakery business in St. Louis has decided to get rid of their storefront building and go all digital. We'll get into that. Literally online sales. There's Overland residents who are still under a boil water advisory because of water main breaks, and they don't have water. A lot of people will return to their normal situations, but there's still some people, whereas we were told, water company said it would take 48 hours to get things taken care of. We'll get into that. Sad story. A grandma hit on Saturday, died at the hospital. And it was a hit and run. The family and police looking for any information. She was on a motorcycle as well, that from the Earth City area. FEMA's going door to door, helping people with tornado relief. I talked about the American Red Cross coming up from Florida, going door to door. If you need help, please reach out to FEMA from that standpoint as well. Also, doggy daycare in Jeffco in Jefferson County yesterday had a fire in the afternoon. They were able to put that out. 70 dogs had to be saved and removed. That's not an easy chore, especially when they do the work that they do to save dogs. You can appreciate that. I gave the shout out, and we'll continue to talk about that a little bit later, just how important it is to get people air conditioning units in this day and age, especially with the heat that we have. Really nice job with Ameren and CoolDownSt.Louis.org for getting some of that stuff done. Trick driving from St. Louis. Remember, we were talking about it. Video is now surfacing of what has been going on in St. Louis. Hopefully St. Louis police are able to get that under control, but we have an up close look at what some of that video looks like. I know that one weekend they were able to arrest 40 or take down 40 vehicles. That's quite a few in my humble opinion. We'll see what else goes there. I know my friends in Southern Missouri like to say Missouri, or in Columbia like to say Missouri. Or Illinois. What states are the most difficult to pronounce? We'll tell you where Missouri and Illinois stand on the list. And number one may surprise you. It really surprised me. It was like, people can't say that. People have a problem with doing that. It's a little hot maybe to scorch yourself at Cardinals games and Six Flags, but I found this interesting too. California, Six Flags says they're getting ready to close. They're having issues out there. So we can talk about that as well. Another building project in St. Louis City, turning a vacant abandoned warehouse into a property, apartments, things of that nature, studios. Anything else that you guys have that you want to talk about? We're setting the stage for everything that we've got coming up today on the show. This is Arch City Now. We get you started in the mornings every day, Monday through Friday. Vic Faust here, Projo alongside. Glad you're with us. If you want to jump in on the chat line, you can do so. And you can do so at Arch City Now on X and YouTube. This is Arch City Now. We are your information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Back with more with those St. Louis Blues new unis right after this.
The Dave Ramsey Show, weekday evenings from 6 to 9. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com. 590 AM, just like any other St. Louisan. We may go away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. luinfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks, It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song.
This is former Cardinal and Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Salute those who serve. Join the Cardinals on Friday, July 11th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by Boeing. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals 40-ounce tumbler, honoring all 6 military branches. Arrive early for a powerful pregame concert by the U.S. Air Force Band on the Budweiser stage. And best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits USO Missouri. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery said he's not going to resign despite a demand from Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey to step down by noon today or face removal proceedings. The sheriff said Bailey's ultimatum is not based on facts. He's accused of neglecting his duties. The Animal Protective Association said it's experiencing a large influx of animals at its Brentwood shelter. Over 100 cats and dogs have come into the shelter, and that's up 72% from last year. APA is discounting adoption fees by 75% through July 4th. Police are investigating after finding an adult man dead Tuesday morning near the Martin Luther King Bridge on North Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard. The investigation is ongoing. A new mural has been unveiled to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the 1950 FIFA World Cup upset, where the U.S. team defeated England. 5 of the U.S. players were from St. Louis. The mural is found on the side of Antonio's Taverna in the Hill neighborhood. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Another heat advisory today. Very hot and humid. We're headed for the mid-90s. Our heat index about 105. We will have some sunshine, but an afternoon shower may pop up along with a thunderstorm or two. A few showers this evening, partly cloudy overnight, upper 70s, hot, sunny, and humid on Thursday. We're in the mid-90s. Heat index 105. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags, because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, good Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. The time right now, 6:25. Glad you're with us this morning as we get you up and out the door, whatever you got going on today. Yes, another hot day throughout the St. Louis area. It is summer. We know what happens. 95, the expected high today, 97 tomorrow. So no relief anytime soon. We do what we can do with all of those things. I'm live in South Carolina. But guess what? It's no cooler here. It's like 97, 98 yesterday, which is very uncommon because normally when you're near water where I am and near Myrtle Beach where I am, they don't have those type of temperatures. They don't. It cools down. Not the case here. It's much of the Midwest getting hit, a lot of the country getting hit with those temperatures. And that's why I said big shout out to Cool Down, stlouis.org as well, Ameren, and KMOV meteorologist Steve Templeton for handed out 900 AC units yesterday to the elderly, people in need. People have been pre-qualified for some of those things. Congrats to the Cardinals. Another big win last night, 8-7. They have now won 2 in a row from the Cubs. They trail them by 2.5. And you speak about that weather tonight. The Cardinals back in action at Busch, and it's tough to stay cool there. But if you love your Cardinals baseball, you go, you enjoy, you support, and hopefully they bring you a win. And the sweat was worth the while. Speaking of sports, I love these uniforms that the Blues have put together now. So the St. Louis Blues came out yesterday and unveiled new uniforms. These will be their primary uniforms. The first thing they'll do, we'll keep this up, Pro Joe. We won't go to the next video until I ask you to. You see the old heritage note for our listeners. We're showing the old blue note. The new blue note is bigger, it's bolder, the color, it's the same note, same colors, it's just bigger and a little bolder, and I like it. And the colors are more of that, what I would call the sky blue, the UCLA blue, and gold, or yellow, however you want to refer to it as. But I love it. These were the alternative colors in the alternative uniforms. Now you have that note and that color. That's a better note, right, Pro Joe? I know we're splitting hairs, but it's a bigger, bolder note.
It's like bigger and bolder, and I think what makes it bolder is instead of having a gray like a drop shadow or a backdrop around it, it's now blue. So, I mean, it looks like they just literally put a blue border around it, and that's pretty much the same thing.
I love it. I really do.
I mean, it looks good.
Blues assistant Captain Colton Parayko was modeling the uniforms yesterday, as well as we show you some more of what's happening with St. Louis. I really do like them. The marketing aspect of this is really top notch. Make some more money, sell some new jerseys. That's your new primary St. Louis Blues uniform right there. The team said, and I'll get to more of it in just a second, and you can keep that picture up, that they had such an overwhelmingly positive response to the alternative jerseys. They figured it was time to go this direction 100%. I have been saying this since they unveiled these uniforms from the get-go. These need to be the new uniforms. Absolutely love them. They would wear them on Saturdays and other events. But Colton Parayko makes that sweater look fantastic. And look at his right leg. The new logo, like the STL logo. We'll show those a little bit more close-up in just a second. But I like that touch. Like that touch on the short.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Really, really cool. It's something different. You know, it's something different. It adds a little flair to the St. Louis uniform. The Blues, of course, came on in the second half of the season and really were rocking and rolling towards the playoffs until they lost one of their key players, which changed. However, and they still should have won that series with Winnipeg. Neither here nor there now, but that's the new uni. We'll check out another look or two from some of these logos, some of the merchandise you'll be able to pick up all around. That's the uniform there. Then you get some other close-up looks and of the different types of unis. That's the home jersey. The white one is the away jersey. And then, of course, you can check out that logo, that STL, the long one on the right side of the screen on top of the white sweater. That's the new logo. It almost looks like a designer. Like first it looked like Yves Saint Laurent. Have you ever seen that logo?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best.
It reminded me of that.
Yeah,
a
that's
little
probably
bit.
the best addition to the new uniform.
That's what
That's probably the best.
I like it. It's a little different, but they added, and then above on that picture that we're showing you, you can see some of those logos. Obviously, camera left. That's the logo, the yellow one, the new STL that they had. That looks like a designer emblem to me. Then you've got the navy blue note that you still have there. Then, of course, the symbol, the St. Louis symbol, third hat from left. And then on the far right of that screen, it looks like that's still the new logo, just different colors, correct?
Yeah, well, that's the
Can you tell what that is?
That's the trumpet.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a trumpet. I couldn't tell that again. But you see what you've got with the unis. They're really, I love them. I think they're really cool. I think we got another picture of Colton Parayko modeling the white sweater, and you get an idea. There's the new looks. Now, we can keep that up for a second. I know people may like, they may not like. It's like, oh, okay. I don't know if this is exactly the uniform I like, or I like them. You know, it's impossible to please everybody. We have learned that in life. If you haven't learned that yet, you're going to, and you'll learn it really fast. But I like this. I think they've done a really good job. The St. Louis Blues have done very well with marketing, getting people involved. And you know what? I'm all about them. I really, really like them. And we can keep that back up. Pro Joe, you can continue to go through those screens. I just wanted to read what the Blues were talking about when it came to this uniform, and just going through and showing them. The reason the Blues said they did this, that it's their new primary home and away uniforms. They said that they've modernized the versions of the team's heritage color palette. The Blue Note logo, part of an overall brand evolution. It was inspired by the classic uniforms worn by the Blues in 1967. You've got some of those same logos that you see, the same note. They also introduced those new design elements, including word marks, brand font, secondary and territory marks, highlighting the shared cultural influences of St. Louis and the Blues. Now, Tom Stillman, who's been an amazing Blues chairman and owner, said, quote, "The heritage jersey reflects the rich, compelling history of the St. Louis Blues, and it's one of the most classic jerseys in the NHL." I couldn't agree with him anymore. The response of Blues fans to this jersey has been overwhelming, and we are pleased to share the updated versions with our supporters everywhere. Finally, evolving one of the most iconic marks in our sport was a responsibility our brand team and equipment staff undertook with great pride over the years of collaboration, that coming from Chris Zimmerman, the Blues president and CEO of business operations. As part of the announcement yesterday, the Blues did unveil a launch video as well. You can find that online, and you can learn more about everything that the Blues have done with the jerseys. And of course, they have a very good team. There's a lot of excitement around them right now. They have a good core of veterans, a really, really good core of younger players. And of course, we've got a healthy Jordan Bennington. And of course, we all look forward to the Blues and what could possibly be coming down the line after this. I just say thumbs up. Blues doing a fantastic job, in my humble opinion, with the jerseys and everything else. And if you want to share your thoughts on these jerseys, the versions, any thoughts, you can give us a call. The phone number is 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8255. You can join our chat line as well if you want to talk about what you see there. We can do that for you. Get your opinions. You can do that on X and YouTube, Arch City Now. Once again, YouTube, Arch City Now, X, Arch City Now. Give us your thoughts on what you see with the Blues, so forth, the uniforms. Do you get into the uniforms? Will you buy a jersey? Sweaters are expensive. We do know that.
I'll tell you what.
But at the same point in time,
I might be more inclined
cool.
to, if you notice that in the middle, the STL logo, that's a big, thick gold chain necklace. And that's the emblem on the end of it.
Okay. What? Oh, is it really? That's your style, isn't it?
Well,
Gold, big, thick gold chain.
I think that's pretty. That's definitely new. A big gold chain with an
Well, you know
SPL.
what? You can wear those to the games.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. It is. Obviously it's part of the marketing, so people felt that it was important to have.
Makes
right?
me want to buy it.
I guess so. The Blues doing things right. New unis yesterday, so congrats to the unveil for the Blues getting that stuff done. You're watching Art City now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo in the house as well. Once again, the number to give us a call is 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. Those sweaters, by the way, are expected. They were talking about that. Their marketing department expected to be in stores by sometime in September. So you have to wait for that to come down. Get your Blues with your favorite player's name on, maybe your name or without a name. And they did say that there are some newer merchandise in their Blues stores downtown. I believe at Enterprise. So you can check that out as well if you want to get some of the merchandise with those colors, the bigger logo, and maybe that gold chain that Projo was talking about. But some opportunities for people to do that. So that does. And if you have questions, you can talk about the Blues, statements you want to make about the Blues. We can do that as well as we continue on with the show. Speaking of sports, if you're just joining us as well, we talked a little bit about it. Cardinals are a very hot baseball team right now, one of the hottest in Major League Baseball. They've been up and down all around, but right now they're riding a very good streak. They've won 7 of 8, 8 of 10. They're 2.5 games behind the Cubs. They've got 2 more at home with Chicago. The hot weather helping St. Louis, as we know. It has long been said Chicago doesn't like this hot weather. We'll see if the Cardinals can make it 3 in a row today. Just 2.5 back. Milwaukee, by the way, also just 2.5 games back. So St. Louis certainly in a dogfight in their division right now with everything that's going on there. It won't be any cooler at the ballpark tonight or tomorrow. 95 degrees is what we're expecting today before the heat indice. And then on top of that, 97 is the expected high tomorrow. So no relief in sight. It's going to be that way for a few days. And of course, you do your best to stay cool. Go out there, get it done. Make St. Louis feel really, really good. Also coming up, there could be something really cool coming. We always talk about plans for the 4th of July. Let us know what's going on. Do you have a great fireworks show? Is there an event? Is there something that's happening that you guys love, something that you guys do every year? But also, the United States men's soccer team is just 1 game away from playing the Gold Cup Championship in St. Louis on July 2nd. So that's another sporting event, bringing St. Louis a chance for St. Louis soccer fans to show the country just how supportive we are, how good we are. And that's because the team hadn't been playing that well. And then all of a sudden they hit Gold Cup. And would the real United States men's soccer team please stand up? Because they have looked really darn good. It's not the best competition in the world, but it's still, you don't want to go out and lose. And they weren't playing that best. So they win their next game. They're coming to St. Louis on July 2nd. Wouldn't that be terrific? Right before the 4th of July to go out and support the United States men's soccer team. Just a year away from the World Cup in North America, and a chance for obviously the United States to show that we're coming on, not only as a team, but as fans, as a country. And of course, the United States men's team doing everything that they can to get us excited about that. We are Arch City now. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on X right now. That's where you can jump into the show. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. This show's all about the talkabouts of St. Louis, the headlines, the stories, the things that are happening in your neck of the woods. Not everybody knows everything that's happening, so let us know. And always, we love to get shout outs to people who are doing great things across St. Louis. You can give us a call at 855-822-8255 as well. And we'll be back with more Arch City Now. We are your information station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. We'll be back more to talk about that situation with the United States men's soccer team and just a crazy situation with Andrew Bailey telling the St. Louis Sheriff he needs to remove himself or he'll be removed by noon today. Back with more after this.
This hour of content on the Lou Information Station is brought to you by Ozzy's at Westport, Art Hack Buick, and Velvet Freeze.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song. Hey, Cardinal fans, hydrate like a champ. Head to the ballpark Saturday, July 12th as the Cardinals take on the Braves. That day, 20,000 fans 16 and older score a City Connect tumbler courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Stay cool and sip in style all summer long with this 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. Don't miss out on this fan-favorite giveaway. Grab your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery said he's not going to resign despite a demand from Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey to step down by noon today or face removal proceedings. Bailey's ultimatum is not based on facts. He's accused of neglecting his duties. The Animal Protective Association said it's experiencing a large influx of animals at its Brentwood shelter. Over 100 cats and dogs have come into the shelter, and that's up 72% from last year. APA is discounting adoption fees by 75% through July 4th. Police are investigating after finding an adult man dead Tuesday morning near the Martin Luther King Bridge on North Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard. The investigation is ongoing. A new mural has been unveiled to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the 1950 FIFA World Cup upset, where the U.S. team defeated England. 5 of the U.S. players were from St. Louis. The mural is found on the side of Antonio's Taverna in the Hill neighborhood. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Another heat advisory today. Very hot and humid. We're headed for the mid-90s. Our heat index about 105. We will have some sunshine, but an afternoon shower may pop up along with a thunderstorm or two. A few showers this evening, partly cloudy overnight, upper 70s, hot, sunny, and humid on Thursday. We're in the mid-90s, heat index 105. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com. back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Glad you're with us on this Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, everybody. We are getting you started. It is 6:45 right now on this Wednesday morning. Happy Hump Day. Oh, it's hot, but things are good. We've been talking about the Cardinals doing well. The Blues with their new logo. We'll show that in our 7 o'clock hour again. We just spent an entire segment on that. Clarification when it comes to the soccer team, the U.S. men's team. What's happening with that is the fact that you've got a situation going on where if they win their next game, they'll be playing in the semifinals July 2nd. Once again, they'll be playing in the semifinals July 2nd in St. Louis. And that would be really cool, an opportunity for St. Louis to show what we do well. And we know what we do. We support our teams. The specifics from that are this when it comes to our team. And what it means is if the United States wins its game, so they've won their first 2 games and they've shut out their opponents. Their next match, they'll face Costa Rica. And if they beat Costa Rica, and I have a feeling they'll be favored to do so, then they will be playing in the semifinals. And then they would be playing. If they win against Costa Rica, they'll advance to the semis, which are scheduled for St. Louis, which you were talking about. And the possible opponents from that standpoint, could be the winner of a match between Canada and Guatemala, who are also competing in the same group. So, hey, go Cardinals. We'll do that as well. And go U.S. men's soccer team. So if you want to jump into the show, you can do that. Use the chat line on X and YouTube. Once again, X and YouTube, Arch City Now. X and YouTube at Arch City Now. Ben, good morning to you. Robert, good morning to you as well. Appreciate you guys jumping in and being a part of the show. This story is about St. Louis, the headlines, what people are talking about. If there's something in your neck of the woods that you guys want to talk about, let us know. Let's have some fun. Let's get this day going from that standpoint. Also, you never know what you're going to get because sometimes you have serious stories, sometimes you don't. This one, right, wrong, what's happening, how do we make the city better? The last thing, the St. Louis City news has been drama for a long time with circuit attorneys, with mayors, with crime, all the above. And then now Alfred Montgomery has been an embattled St. Louis sheriff for quite some time. And these stories aren't, it doesn't draw down party lines from a political standpoint all the time. You've got people upset. He's upset. He doesn't think he's getting the money he needs to do his job. He's refused to do some jobs. Then you have people complaining here and there. Well, it got all the way to the Attorney General, Andrew Bailey. And we've already known that Andrew Bailey is not somebody who messes around, whether you agree with his philosophy, agree with the way that he does things or not. He made national news yesterday. The sheriff, listen, you quit, you resign, or we'll remove you. And you have until noon today to do that in St. Louis. So once again, that is the story that keeps on giving. That'll be happening in our city later today by noon. Alfred Montgomery came out last night with a press conference, said he's not going anywhere. He's drawn his line in the sand and said, there is no legal way to do anything that you're doing to me. And he put this quote out as well. He basically said, Andrew Bailey, I call you and I raise you and I'm all in when it comes to my job. Here's Alfred Montgomery talking about what he feels the state of Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey is doing to him and how he's not going anywhere. So this should be some fireworks today.
I have been called many names, starting with the former sheriff who called me a monkey on his last day in office, urging local media outlets to pay close attention in the future and promising to make my term as hard as possible to carry out. Earlier today, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey issued a public demand for my resignation by noon tomorrow. Not based on proven facts, not based on any court ruling, but on what's been described as widely published and disturbing allegations. Let me be very clear, that I will not resign. I was elected by the people of the city of St. Louis to serve as their sheriff, and I intend to honor that commitment. I welcome any lawful investigation or inquiry rooted in truth, but I will not stand by while this office is attacked in the press with false claims and reckless accusations. Under my leadership, within just 6 months in this office, we have delivered real results. For the first time in over a decade, every deputy have received a significant raise because they deserve to be paid like every other law enforcement professional they are. We are fully staffed.
And we can just leave that
for
there.
the first time in
What is
decades,
it sound?
within the first 6 months.
And I can go ahead and read the rest of it.
Okay, go ahead.
What? Hi, Pro Joe. I just want to make sure that we were able to go with that sound if we were having some technical issues from that standpoint.
Yeah, everything was fine
so
on this. Your connection's kind of
we
choppy.
We're ready to, I mean, we're going to see what happens today. It's going to be more fireworks. You know that from St. Louis. I mean, it's going to be it'll be a national story again. Those are the kind of things, whether we realize it or not, sometimes, things have to get worse before they get better. But, you see one of those stories, it makes you think negative St. Louis, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And when you see that, it's like, man, what is going on? Why does it seem like, I mean, I know every city has its issues, but it just seems like ours gets all aired out. Everybody's defiant. Everybody's doing this. All sides are like, we're going to do it this way. And maybe things have been been trying to be taken care of behind the scenes, but that stuff goes public. And is it drama? Yeah, it's drama. Does it make our city look maybe not so positive? 100% in my opinion, especially when we've had so much drama come out of St. Louis for so many years. And maybe it's just part of it. You have to clean things up. I don't know, but he drew the line in the sand on Andrew Bailey. And we know Andrew Bailey, he's a hard charging military man and he's coming. I very seriously doubt Andrew Bailey was threatening him and his job and forcing to remove him if he didn't mean it. So we'll see where it all goes today. From the chat line, Greg says, nowadays, guilty or not, everyone pushes to the end like a Mario episode. You are not the father. Thank you, Greg, for the Maury Povich reference. But people do. You push to the end and you go public and it's just loud this, loud that. And it's like, my gosh, are we ever going to get past some of those things? But that's by noon today. And so it looks like a ball is in Andrew Bailey's court. Will they show up to remove him? You were talking about the St. Louis City Sheriff. The AG is going to remove him. You can't make up some of those things that are happening right now, but it is what it is. Some better news in St. Louis City. We talk about headlines. We talk about things that people are talking about. There's a new $32 million apartment project that's underway or about ready to get underway. The former Liggett and Myers Tobacco Building in the St. Louis Botanical neighborhood. It's 100,005 square foot empty warehouse. It's vacant right now. There's a production and a plan to put 73 new apartments in there and 14 studios, 14 art studios as well. So remaking something there. Love to see that. What's going to happen with that? We talk about what does it take to bring St. Louis back? What does it take to make St. Louis viable again? What does it take to give us a good reputation, to get people to move into the city? Those are some of the things that we've been looking at. Those are some of the issues that we like to talk about. And of course, we can't get enough of that as we talk and move forward. But there is something else that happened that we see in this day and age in 2025. The MacArthur's Bakery in Lee May Ferry, not sure if you know about it. I have never had MacArthur's. I've been told it's absolutely amazing. Just like the Old Town Donuts, which we were talking about, voted best donut in America. They're stopping their storefront building service after 70 years, going to an online model. Guess what? Because they said lower sales, and the COVID experience brought them to an online order model. Now, allegedly, they say they still do a really good job when it comes to ordering online, but it's basically a bake to order situation that they're doing there. So if you're somebody that knows MacArthur's, had it over the years, it's also where we are in 2025 when it comes to technology and AI and how you can use technology to your advantage. These are the things that are going on. Projo's showing you MacArthur's website. They do fantastic work from what I've seen. I love that Cubs Cardinals cake. Smart marketing on the page, which Projo's showing right now, especially with the Cubs and Cardinals playing right now. So MacArthur said, you know what? We're going to do better by not keeping the store open. Call us. We'll take care of you. We'll take your orders. We'll get them in. It'll still be good like it always was. But right now, we can't afford to keep our store open. So, still check out MacArthur's. You may not see him there, but you can still order online. Yeah. Happy Projo. Projo birthday. Yeah, we see it, buddy. I bet you stopped there for a reason. We wish MacArthur's the best from that standpoint. Just getting some of the headlines out today before we get to the top of the hour. A couple other things that we hadn't touched on yet. FEMA, by the way, is going door to door in the St. Louis area. If you know somebody or if you've been affected by the tornado, give them a call or make sure you know who's at your front door before you close it, because they're trying to help out with people, get people funding, make sure that repairs, construction, roofs, you name it, tarping, that sort of situation is taken care of as best as possible. Also, the St. Louis Area Food Bank just received a huge grant as well to continue the work that they're doing. If you haven't been by the St. Louis Area Food Bank, you should just check it out sometime. See the good that they're doing and how many people in our area actually need the help that they provide. So another shout out to the St. Louis Area Food Bank for what they're doing as well. Another headline that came down, it was like, oh my gosh, at first I was like, it was funny. And then I got really sad really quick. An elk escaped from Grant's farm. Authorities had to chase it down, and there was no other thing to do except euthanize it after it escaped. And, we love our animals in the show. We're animal lovers, and it's unfortunate that an elk is there and escaped, and they had no other way of taking care of it, authorities say, besides being able, having to euthanize that. So if anybody saw the elk running around out in that area, as we got more south down 270 and so forth, the situation from that standpoint. So we bring those stories to you. So anyway, if you want to talk about anything, you can do so here, 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. What's St. Louis talking about? We have covered a lot in the first hour already. We'll continue to do it in our second hour as well. If there's any stories that you want to cover, if things you want to check in, you let us know. We'll do that. If you want to get your chats in, you can do that at Arch City Now on X and YouTube from the chat line. High noon, Sheriff Showdown at City Hall. Andrew Bailey, Alfred Montgomery. That is an attempted humor over a very serious situation in the city of St. Louis when it comes to Andrew Bailey saying that he was going to remove the sheriff if he did not resign today by noon. We are your information station right here, Arch City Now. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Don't go anywhere. Back with more after this. And if there's a story we missed, let us know. Let's talk right after this.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River,
Down. I'm like, oh.
USA Radio News. I'm John Summers. The Senate Majority Leader says lawmakers in his chamber will stay in the nation's capital until they pass President Trump's big, beautiful bill.
We have to get on this. We need to get it done. Failure here is not an option. And this is the fulfillment and implementation, this bill, of the president's agenda.
In a Fox News op-ed, John Thune said he's confident the Senate will get the bill across the finish line. The State Department backs President Trump's direction in the Iran-Israel ceasefire as things continue to hold. As he left the White House Tuesday morning, Trump used some rather salty language while saying he wasn't happy with either country continuing to trade fire. State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce said, "The good thing about the president is you never have to guess what he's thinking." Bruce added, any ceasefire deal is fragile, but Trump doing the world a favor by pushing it forward. Democrats joined with Republicans in the House to shoot down an impeachment attempt against Trump. The move to impeach was brought by Texas Congressman Al Green. Green accuses the president of failing to notify or seek authorization from Congress before the U.S. launched strikes on Iran.
I do this because I love my country. I do this because I understand that the Constitution is going to be meaningful or it will be meaningless.
Tuesday's vote was 344 to 79. With 128 Democrats voting with Republicans. Conservative commentator Tucker Carlson says the Murdoch family of Fox fame urged him to run for president against Donald Trump in the 2024 election.
Carlson said the Murdochs really hate Trump and were willing to put their support behind the pundit, although he declined. Carlson has criticized Trump recently on his posture towards the Middle East, but he noted that he still holds him in high regard. The Murdoch family owns Fox News, along with the Wall Street Journal and other international media properties. I'm Mark Mayfield.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 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 855-SHARE-40.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back to our show. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. June 25th is the day. The time right now, 7:05. As we get you up and out the door on this Wednesday morning, another hot, sizzling St. Louis morning as we're used to here in the summer. Temperatures, could you feel the cool down yesterday? I think was it 95 or something? 93. Yeah, 95 today. Producer Joe alongside. The high expected to be 95 again today. 97 tomorrow. No relief inside, at least anytime soon. You know what we do? We deal with it. It is the summer. I'm broadcasting live from South Carolina this morning. Be here this week. The other thing is, it's not just St. Louis. It's around the place. Where I am in South Carolina, they're not used to temperatures that are in the high 90s. Guess what? They're here too, and it's not supposed to be that way near the beach. That's what's happening, and that's what we're dealing with. So we do our best. Stay cool as best as you can. I know it was scorching hot at the Cardinals game last night. Humidity, really hot as well. How about playing damn well? They've won 7 of 8, 8 of 10, 2 in a row against the Cubs. Which is score was 8-7. They scored 8 runs. That was fantastic. That's what we love to see. They looked really, really good on offense. They're doing what they need to do to win. Mason Wynn, a home run. He also had 4 RBIs last night. That was big from the youngster. Nootbaar and Gorman hit another home run, each of them. And you know what? These are the games in June that you love to win. Stay close to the Cubs. You're only 2.5 games back, but they're not just competing with the Cubs now. The Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers, are just 2.5 games back as well. So they've got it going on. The Cardinals have it going on. And there's 2 more games in this series with Chicago. Tonight, Eric Fetty will take on another pitcher. The Cubs pitcher is pretty darn good. Matthew Boyd. He's had a pretty good year so far. Good ERA, 6 wins. The Cardinals get to him. I'll predict the sweep on Thursday. I'll go that far if they can get tonight's win, which is something that we want to see from St. Louis because this team had an incredible May. Then they were struggling for most of June, and then all of a sudden they turned things around, and here they are winning 8 of 10 games to put things back in perspective on what they could do. By the way, we invite you in to talk with us about the stories that are happening throughout the St. Louis area. One of those are the Cardinals. Another one is the heat wave that we've been talking about from the chat line. You can jump in on X and YouTube, give us your comments. You can talk with us. You can talk with others from the chat line. 150 million people right now affected by the heat wave that's hitting the country. Like I said, I'm in South Carolina, and people here don't know what to do with the heat because they don't normally get this as you're closer to the water and wind and breeze. But at the same point in time, it's insane. It's crazy what's happening. We talked about the Cardinals doing everything that they're doing, getting their wins. Lindenwood University is now officially Division I in their sports program 1 year early. Now, their sports have been competing as Division I, but it was under a temporary basis. Now they are complete a year early, the NCAA, giving major credit to the university for how they've handled their business, how they've handled their sports. And now it's one of those things where you just hope that if you're a Lindenwood graduate, if you're somebody that supports the university, that you get involved. If you love sports, get involved. I've talked to some people in their football program. To compete in the NIL stage, you need NIL money. That's how you bring athletes in. That's how you have wins. That's how you make facilities better. It takes money. And Lindenwood has certainly been trying to up their game in all sports. We know how good their hockey team is, women's volleyball, the basketball team, you name it. Lindenwood doing the best that they can right now. And congratulations to them on becoming Division I a year earlier. Also, from a sports standpoint, Tamar Bates from Mizzou had a really good year with Mizzou this last year. He has a shot, an outside shot, to be drafted in the NBA draft. They got the first round tonight from New York. Cooper Flagg from Duke, probably going 1 with the Dallas Mavericks. Will Tamar Bates hear his name tonight or tomorrow night in the second round? He has an outside shot from what we hear from experts tomorrow night. If you guys know of anybody else from the area that has a shot, we don't want to overlook them. Let us know. Let us know. Jump in on the chat line so we can talk about it from that standpoint. While we're on the sports aspect of things, United States men's soccer team could be playing in St. Louis July 2nd. For a week away, they could be playing in St. Louis. That would be a semifinal game. They're 1 game away. If they beat Costa Rica, they'll be playing in the semifinals in St. Louis on July 2nd. And wouldn't that be great to see the United States get a chance to come and show off their skills? They're back on a hot streak. They've won their first 2 games of the Gold Cup and shutouts, which is fantastic. Bodes very well for this game with Costa Rica. They'd have a shot to play Canada or Guatemala in St. Louis on July 2nd if they win their next game against Costa Rica. This is Art City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo's voice. You'll hear him behind the scenes talking with us occasionally, giving his opinion when we bring him in. We do like that, and we like to hear Projo's voice. Another story that I thought was interesting. It's called Preply, Preply, Preply. They did a study on what the most difficult state names to pronounce are. I thought this was interesting. We all know how we pronounce the state that we live in. Projo, we pronounce it how?
Missouri.
It's Missouri. We pronounce it Missouri. There are people will look you straight in the face, and most of them are from the Boot Hill. They're from Columbia, Missouri. They might be from Kansas City. They might be from some other spots. They like to say Missouri.
Yeah, those are the same
Missouri.
kind of people that call soda pop.
But you know what, though? When I spent 11 years in Detroit, and they're not country folk at all, they don't call soda. They call it pop. Hey, give me a pop. And they give me a Diet Coke. Give me a pop. A pop. And people in Kansas City, first time I ever heard somebody call a soda pop was when I was at Mizzou going to school there, and it was somebody from Kansas City. Oh, no, that's a pop. I was like, pop? Like, pop? What's pop? Pop goes a weasel? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Pop. But soda. So anyway, and then it was in Columbia, Missouri, the first time I ever heard somebody say Missouri. University of Missouri. And then we had an athletic director at the University of Missouri who just said, we're Missouri. We're not Missouri. Missouri. Doesn't that sound silly, Missouri?
I mean, it makes sense if you look at the spelling and you take, that into it. But no, it sounds weird. Missouri.
It sounds weird to me too. Missouri. Well, thank you. Well, Missouri came in at number 8 on the Preply list of the most difficult states to pronounce. And not that it's, like teaching calculus to a kindergartner or something, but allegedly there are people who had issues because they would say Missouri instead of Missouri. Illinois on the list. Our friends to the east in the Metro East. It is Illinois, but there are people who say Illinois. You know that. Projo, please don't tell me you say Illinois.
Well, there's also people that say Illinois.
And it's not Illinois.
I say Illinois. No, it's not Illinois. I say Illinois. Anyway.
Illinois. It's like ill. Like you're ill. Illinois. Right. It's not Illinois. It's not Illinois. It's not Illinois. It's Illinois. Illinois. Well, Illinois comes in at number 4 on the list, if you didn't know that. Number 1 from their study in regards to pronouncing the states correctly that people have a problem, Arkansas. What? How can you screw up Arkansas? Arkansas?
I call it Arkansas.
Arkansas?
Yeah.
Arkansas? It's like, what? Number 2 on Illinois. from the chat line. Illinois. Number 2, Nevada. Because some people may say Nevada, but it's Nevada. Number 3 on the list is Oregon. It's Oregon. Not Oregon. 4 was Illinois. And 5, Massachusetts. So I'm not quite sure how people would pronounce it. Massachusetts.
I'm perplexed.
What's number 5?
I'm perplexed at Milwaukee. Or I guess it's not a state. Sorry, my bad.
What, Wisconsin?
Yeah. Well, no, not.
What do you mean, cities?
I'm thinking cities.
Well, we could take it to cities.
Right.
I mean,
Milwaukee.
It's always been a funny thing in the St. Louis area. Yeah, come to St. Louis and pronounce our French names. If you want to break it down to street names in cities, hello. Come on and pronounce the names in St. Louis and try to do that. Because we know when people come in their first time trying to pronounce different names of streets and what have you.
or GPS, the way that it pronounces some street names is really funny too.
Oh yeah, Chateau. I mean,
Right.
you start going into some of the French names
King Shui.
and the culture. You've heard King Shui?
I've heard King Shui. It's not King's Highway to Google Maps. It's King Shui, or at least it used to be.
From the chat line, Glenn says New Orleans. Which is it? New Orleans. Some boys I know met some friends of theirs when we were here from Louisville. They're like, they said it weird. Like it's not I thought it was Louisville. It is Louisville. But if you're from Louisville, they pronounce it Louisville. New Orleans. You've heard people say Louisville, haven't you?
Oh
Louisville.
yeah.
Louisville.
That's a Creole thing.
Louisville. That's interesting. It does sound that way. You're right. Oh yeah. If you want to hear people talk funny, and whether people realize it or not, and I know not to get off track, but I grew up in St. Louis. I was working in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the residents there said, I had a guy come up to me I was doing a live shot at a sporting event, and he goes, "You ain't from around here, are you?" And I went, "Oh my gosh." He goes, "You a Yankee? You sound like a Yankee." And I'm like, wait a second. I'm from St. Louis. I'm hardly a Yankee. Then I moved to Detroit, and I was there for a long time. And then people there were like, "You don't sound like us. Like you have an accent. You're from the South, aren't you?" And I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't win when you're from St. Louis when it goes around. But we're told that we have accents in St. Louis, whether you realize that or not. I don't know if you've ever been told that if you move to another spot, and maybe it's the individual.
I've been told I have an accent for sure.
If other people realize that we have an accent in St. Louis, I didn't hear it. I started to hear it when I moved to other states, and I worked in other places for a long time too. And you may not realize it, but everywhere I went there, and people from other parts of the country would be working at TV stations and radio stations as well where I was. So they're like, "Yeah, you guys sound funny," and we think we're fine in the St. Louis area. We know, it's you guys. It's not us. It's you guys. We sound right. But it is funny. It's interesting when you talk about pronunciations of states, accents, pronunciation of cities, and so forth. I don't know if anybody else has had situations like that. We can talk about that when we come back. Also, we're going to show you the new Blues uniforms, their new logos, their new primary unis. They're fantastic. They were unveiled yesterday. You may see it. We'll break that story down. We'll get into that. And as well, the big story in St. Louis today, the drama set. Andrew Bailey, Missouri's Attorney General, telling the St. Louis Sheriff Montgomery he needs to leave by noon or he's going to be removed. We'll break it all down. This is Arch City Now. We are your Lou information station, live and on demand at louinfo.com.
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high energy, high impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, Celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of the city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life in your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. But don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. And try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery said he's not going to resign despite a demand from Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey to step down by noon today or face removal proceedings. The sheriff said Bailey's ultimatum is not based on facts. He's accused of neglecting his duties. The Animal Protective Association said it's experiencing a large influx of animals at its Brentwood shelter. Over 100 cats and dogs have come into the shelter, and that's up 72% from last year. APA is discounting adoption fees by 75% through July 4th. Police are investigating after finding an adult man dead Tuesday morning near the Martin Luther King Bridge on North Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard. The investigation is ongoing. A new mural has been unveiled to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the 1950 FIFA World Cup upset, where the U.S. team defeated England. 5 of the U.S. players were from St. Louis. The mural is found on the side of Antonio's Taverna in the Hill neighborhood. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Another heat advisory today. Very hot and humid. We're headed for the mid-90s. Our heat index about 105. We will have some sunshine, but an afternoon shower may pop up along with a thunderstorm or two. A few showers this evening, partly cloudy overnight, upper 70s, hot, sunny, and humid on Thursday. We're in the mid-90s. Heat index 105. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done. Frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn things. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station content can be found online at luinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at luinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hello, Vic.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show this morning. We're live and kicking Arch City Now. Happy Wednesday. Time is 7:25. Glad you're with us for Arch City Now. Vic Faust, producer Joe alongside Pro Joe. I'm live in South Carolina, and yes, it's hotter than heck here as well. It's hot all over the country. Chat line told us 150 million people affected by the heat wave right now. So, yeah, we're dealing with it. And it's really uncommon for South Carolina because they're not used to this kind of heat. They're just not. You get the ocean, you get wind, you get water, but we're all dealing with it all around the country, not only for us in St. Louis, and it's not going to get any better. You heard that in the news updates. Heat index 105, 104. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 97. Really hot for the Cardinals playing. If you're outside, obviously it doesn't take very long to get dehydrated. That's why you need to drink more fluids. I mean, most people know how to take care of themselves. You don't need to be told, hey, stay cool. Drink more fluids, but it doesn't hurt to be told that, because one time you think you're all right, and then an hour later you're like, man, I don't feel well. A lot of times YouTube, Arch City Now. Once again, it's Arch City Now. On a call and join the show about any of our topics or anything you want to. That phone number is 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8255. If you jump in on the chat line, you can do that through X and YouTube as well on at Arch City Now. And if you want to join the show from a video standpoint, we'll put you on the show. We'll send you the link. Just let us know from that standpoint. What's happening in St. Louis, the talkabouts, those are the things that we're doing here on the show. And we take you to the top of the hour at 8 o'clock when Hot Take Central 2.0, the former Blue, Cam Jansen, and St. Louis broadcaster Jim Hayes take you for Hot Take Central 2.0 all the way up till 10 a.m. We were talking about the heat, what's going on. I want to give a shout out as well. I've talked about it a couple different times because we take air for granted. We take air conditioning for granted. Your HVAC goes out. You don't have air for a while. Your air conditioning goes down. You start to realize what it's like. Well, there's people who live like this 24/7, and they need some help. And thankfully, CoolDownSt.Louis.org, along with Ameren and KMOV meteorologist Steve Templeton. I like Steve, by the way. I like him a lot. He's grown on me over the years. I think he does a fantastic job. Well, the Steve, Cool Down St. Louis, and Ameren combined yesterday to put out 900 air conditioning units to those in need, the elderly, pre-qualified people that don't have any air. I mean, think about it. If you have air conditioning around now, sit without it for a while, and then you realize what you're dealing with. I just love the video that we see. That's Steve, I think, in the red shirt, just starting to get that out, getting and showing people what they need to see, and just, helping out a cause, as you that video. It's good. We need help. St. Louis needs help. And we know that St. Louis helps its own. And that's what we're grateful for. Also, check on people when it comes to the heat. What I find interesting too is that there's Steve smiling. It's gotten so hot. I know it's not St. Louis, but Cape Girardeau, not very far away from St. Louis. You may have seen this video. You may have been watching the news. You may have seen it national, but this video from Cape Girardeau, it's gotten so hot that a road in Cape Girardeau literally buckled and created a ramp-like effect. It broke apart because it's so hot. Look at this car, not seeing it. Boom! just like that, cars were starting to fly over because it got so darn hot. The heat also causing water main breaks. We talked about the one in Overland, and you see what people are dealing with. It's like, if you don't know that's coming and you're flying down the road, good luck keeping your car in good condition. That's how hot it's gotten. I've never seen a road buckle and create a ramp-like effect on a major road where people are driving because of the heat.
Yeah, and it buckled right in front of that car. Like it just happened all of a sudden right in front of him. There was no warning or anything.
Did it really? I couldn't tell that it just all of a sudden
there.
happened.
Yeah, it just all of a sudden happened. She had no warning at all whatsoever. It just popped right in front of him.
At least there was video.
Now, some of these other cars coming up afterwards, they're going over slowly. But when that first initial car that we saw, when it came, oh man, it just popped. You can see the smoke right there. Boom. Right there.
Yeah, from the chat line, Lenore K. Sullivan buckled like Cape Girardeau's right there. Yeah, you see that coming through. Also, one of the conversations that we were having before we went to the last break was, Vic, with you moving to and back from Detroit over a decade ago, did you acclimate to the weather easily? Yeah, well, St. Louis, absolutely. It got hot in Detroit, not like it does in St. Louis, but it does. It just gets colder there. But that video was insane watching that and what was going on. Also, from our last break, we were talking about mispronunciations of towns and how we speak. The number one mispronounced state in the country was Arkansas, according to Preply. Was Arkansas, Arkansas. I don't know. Illinois was 4th. Missouri was 8th. Somebody from the chat line said, or at least I was messaged it. They don't like when people say Cairo, like Egypt. It's Cairo, Illinois. Cairo, not Cairo, Cairo. And we talk about mispronunciations all throughout the St. Louis here and other places. If you don't know, you don't know. You make a mistake, somebody corrects you, you learn from it, and you move on. Right? Right. That's what we talk about. Okay. The St. Louis Blues did something really cool yesterday. What's that, buddy?
I'm sorry. There's so much lag. It's kind of awkward. We did get an email from Donna Greiner. I sent you a screenshot.
Oh, you did? Or did you just want to read it?
No.
I got it here. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe do. This was another situation here. Donna says, Vic, I call soda. Someone you call a hoagie. What do you call a hoagie in Missouri? We in Jersey call it a hoagie, not a hero, GYRO, or a submarine. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So, it's just different ways to pronounce certain things. We appreciate you guys jumping in, and you can send us emails as well if you want us to read them. archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. And of course, you can join the chat line with everybody else at Arch City Now on X and YouTube. That's where you do it. If you want to give us a call, you can do that at 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. Okay, we were talking about the heat. We were talking about pronunciations, but the Blues did something yesterday. They unveiled their new uniforms, and I love them. And now we have brand new St. Louis Blues jersey and sweater. What do you guys think? The first thing we talk about is the note. You see it, the logo. It's bigger, it's bolder, the colors are brighter. It has a blue outline, as Projo tells us about, not the kind of grayish color on the yellow on the old Heritage note. But the new note, I like it. It's bigger and it's bold, and it catches attention, and it should catch attention because it's really nice. Yep, it pops. No pun intended. Pop. I like it. Okay, and then we see Blues assistant captain modeling. My sons, who are big Blues fans, from the first time we saw the jersey, we absolutely love this jersey. Colton Parayko in the blue, and you see the blue jersey that Colton has, and you look at it, and you see the big blue note, which is different, but you also see a new logo, which is on the pant leg, and it's a longer note. It's an interesting one. Do we have that up, Projo? Because I can't see right now.
Yeah, I just put up the one that has the bigger STL logo on the chain where you can see it a little better.
Okay, because I can't see the video anymore from where I am, so I have to kind of go with you and what you're showing right now. Did we show Colton Parayko yet?
We did, yes.
Okay, fantastic. So you have those. You see what the Blues are trying to do with their logos. The home jersey or the home sweater, the blue, the away sweater, the white. Just a really cool thing that they did. The Blues talked about this yesterday. And by the way, what you're starting to see, those images, those sweaters we're told will be available in September. However, there is some merchandise at the Blues stores that it's available right now that you can go get. But the sweaters, not until September, right before the season, gets people excited about what you can possibly get, what they're trying to do. But the Blues did say that they want to go back to that 1967 Inception jersey. They said that the response was so overwhelming to those jerseys that they legitimately had to have conversations from within to talk about, should we make this our real jersey, our number one jersey? And that's exactly what they've done. So their exact quote on that was, the new design elements include the wood marks, the brand font, secondary and territory marks, highlighting the shared cultural influences of the St. Louis Blues and our city. That coming from Tom Stillman. Also, the heritage jersey reflects the rich, compelling history of the St. Louis Blues, and it's one of the most classic jerseys in the National Hockey League. Do you agree? I love it. I think it's classic. The blue note is fantastic. You hear people talk about the Detroit wheel and wing. I'll put the blue note up there. I'll put the blue note up there every single day. From the chat line, reminds me of the Plager days. That's right, when the Blues came to town. So I think it's a really, really cool mix. The team might make some more money, more sweaters being sold, more merchandise, and they've got those new logos that you just saw as well. So St. Louis trying to make a mark there. They have a good team, a lot of young kids coming back, a lot of excitement surrounding this team. Now they have another primary jersey, which used to be the alternative jersey. So, the older blue colors are now a thing of the past, and we'll see how it takes. But I haven't heard anybody complaining about this. If people are complaining about it, maybe they are. I just haven't heard anybody complaining yet. So nice job, Tom Stillman and crew. The Blues seem to do a lot of things that are right. From the chat line, looks like I have to go get a new one. Yeah, get a new one. Those sweaters are beautiful. They're expensive. There's a lot more material to it. But yeah, if you love the Blues, get yourself a new sweater if you can. Once again, we are Arch City Now. Vic Faust here, Projo alongside. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m., getting you started on your days. We take you to 8 o'clock where Hot Take Central 2.0 comes into play. The former Blue, Cam Jansen, curious to hear what he thinks about those new jerseys. And Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes, Hot Take Central 2.0, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. as well. If you want to join our show, we'll have one more segment coming up after this. We'll get you caught up on everything that's happening. 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. Yes, I just got a message. Vic, what do you mean we have accents in St. Louis? No, we don't. That's exactly what I thought until I started talking to people around the country. Said, you guys have accents in St. Louis. We'll cover that plus much more, get you caught up on all the day's headlines as well right after this. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. I'm Vic Faust. This is Arch City Now, back with our final segment after this.
This hour of content on the Lou Information Station is brought to you by Tippins, Casa Gallardo, and Mississippi Nights.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks, It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
This is former Cardinal and Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Salute those who serve. Join the Cardinals on Friday, July 11th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by Boeing. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals 40-ounce tumbler, honoring all 6 military branches. Arrive early for a powerful pregame concert by the U.S. Air Force Band on the Budweiser stage. And best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits USO Missouri. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/state. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery said he's not going to resign despite a demand from Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey to step down by noon today or face removal proceedings. The sheriff said Bailey's ultimatum is not based on facts. He's accused of neglecting his duties. The Animal Protective Association said it's experiencing a large influx of animals at Brentwood Shelter. For 100 cats and dogs came into the shelter, and that's up 72% from last year. APA is discounting adoption fees by 75% through July 4th. Police are investigating after finding an adult man dead Tuesday morning near the Martin Luther King Bridge on Northland Boulevard. The investigation is ongoing. A new mural has been unveiled to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the 1950 FIFA World Cup upset, where the U.S. team defeated England. 5 of the U.S. players were from St. Louis. The mural is found on the side of Antonio's Taverna in the Hill neighborhood. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Another heat advisory today. Very hot and humid. We're headed for the mid-90s. Our heat index about 105. We will have some sunshine, but an afternoon shower may pop up along with a thunderstorm or two. Few showers this evening, partly cloudy overnight, upper 70s, hot, sunny, and humid on Thursday. We're in the mid-90s. Heat index 105. I need you on Hamilton for the Lou Information Station. 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? It's St. Louis. We've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block. No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got a lot to get to in our final segment. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here, producer Joe alongside in the studio. I'm broadcasting live from South Carolina, right near Myrtle Beach. The heat index here is about 89 right now. So 160 million people affected all around the country because of the heat, not just us in St. Louis, but people all over the country dealing with it as well right now. Find a way to stay warm, stay high, or stay cool from the warmth, stay hydrated. You know the drill. It is what it is. Lots to get to. If you want to jump in, do so quickly. 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. What's happening in St. Louis? We do the headlines. We get you started for the day. What's going on throughout the community? What are people talking about? Fun stories, serious stories, you name it. We cover it. Let's go. We start back off with the Cardinals. Yes, they have a big game tonight. You've won 2 straight against the Cubs. That's been great. Yes. But you want to win the next 2. We want more. We need more. Cardinals just 2.5 games behind the Cubs now after winning the first 2 in the series. They're doing what it takes to win. You know, last night they scored 8 runs. They outlast the Cubs, which was fantastic. Mason Wynn, another big night, a home run, 4 RBIs. Newbar gets one. They continue. Gorman gets another one. It'd be nice to see him heating up again. They've won 8 of 10. They've won 7 of 8. And they've got Fetty on the mound tonight. They are taking on, though, Matthew Boyd. He's been a really, really good pitcher for the Cubs. It'll be a hot one. Let's see what the Cardinals can get done with that tonight. Because the Brewers, by the way, are also just 2.5 games behind the Cubs as well. So right now, clearly, a 3-team team at the top of the division. Staying with sports theme, NBA draft tonight. Tomorrow will be the second round. Mizzou product, Tamar Bates, has a shot at being drafted. He's done well in the pre-camps. Will he go? I don't know. We'll see, but he does have a shot. We were asking other people to give us shout outs for people from the St. Louis area that we may not be talking about that have a shot to be drafted tonight or tomorrow night. Lindenwood University, now officially Division I in sports. They've been competing there already, football team as well, but now they are official. They went through the reclassification process, finished it a year early. Another feather in the cap for Lindenwood. So if you support Lindenwood and you love sports, get involved. I've talked to some of the football coaches. They really need NIL money to help with their athletes. They need NIL money for all their sports to help put Lindenwood back on the map and get athletes to continue to go to the university there so they continue to do what they're doing. We talked about the Blues. They've got those brand new uniforms that we talked about in the break before. The alternatives are now their primary uniform. We love the note. Most of the response, as a matter of fact, all the response has been very, very, very positive. A new logo, the colors, the lighter blue, reminding people, the alternative jerseys. Tom Stillman, the owner of the Blues, said the response was so overwhelming when they brought those alternative jerseys out, those sweaters, that they needed to make them the real deal, the full deal. By the way, you can't buy those sweaters until around September, but they do have merchandise that is available right now when it comes to people that want to go out and support the Blues and everything that they've got going on. Also, the U.S. men's soccer team. We love our soccer in the St. Louis area. They have another game of group play for the Gold Cup. If they beat Costa Rica, they will be playing in St. Louis next week on July 2nd against either Canada or Guatemala in the semifinals of the Gold Cup. And that would be really cool, especially for all of us in St. Louis who love soccer and love St. Louis City SC, to get a chance to, rock and roll out there, support our men's team. They've won their first 2 games by shutout. It looks like they've overcome some problems. Hopefully they'll be getting their full team to play in those games as well. That would be such a treat for St. Louis coming up. Another big story around St. Louis today, besides the heat, a big talk about, and it's become a national story, and it's unfortunate. I guess Andrew Bailey yesterday, our attorney general, weighed in on this situation. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding St. Louis City Sheriff Alfred Montgomery. And this hasn't been along party lines. It's crossed over. This isn't one of those things that's hardcore politics. Alfred said that he needed new money. He's threatened not to do things that his job says he should do because he said he wasn't being paid money. Then there was a vehicle purchase with city money that many people thought might have been too many or too much to spend on a vehicle. Well, Andrew Bailey came out and gave Sheriff Montgomery until noon today to resign or be removed. So how did the sheriff respond? Basically, okay, I'll see you high noon, buddy. He came out last night with a press conference saying that he won't be removed and he can't be removed legally, that there are no grounds to do so. So once again, St. Louis making national headlines with a little bit of controversy, with a little bit of drama, and, you know, whether he needs to be removed or not, or whether Andrew Bailey has overstepped his grounds. That's a side story now, because here's what happens. It is a national story. There's not a ton going. Louis gets pushed to the top of the list. And of course, people, oh, there's St. Louis, which can hurt the image of our city. So it frustrates me in one sense that it's portrayed as negative to people. And we're trying to get people to invest in St. Louis and our area and our communities and come here and be a part of it. It just doesn't look like we have our stuff together. However, if he needs to be removed, then maybe things get better. So it's catch-22. People can take whatever side that they want in that situation. I'm concerned, and our viewers and listeners are concerned, once again, when it comes to St. Louis and the positives being brought in from that standpoint. We talked about it as well. Big shout out to Ameren and CoolDownSt.Louis.org and KMOV meteorologist Steve Templeton handing out 900 AC units to people in need, pre-qualified people, the elderly. Imagine going through air conditioning or season right now without air conditioning. We take it for granted, and nobody wants to deal with that. That's for sure. Also, a funny story that we were talking about, Preply.com did a study on the most mispronounced states in the country. Number one was Arkansas, I guess. I don't know how else you could say it. Arkansas. I mean, really, Arkansas, number one, the most difficult. Number two, Nevada. It's not Nevada, Nevada. Number three, Oregon. Number four was Illinois. It's not Illinois, it's Illinois. That came in at 4. A lot of people can confuse that. I could see Illinois being more difficult to say than Arkansas. Missouri, by the way, it's not Missouri, even though there are people around the state like say Missouri. I teased former Missouri athletic director Mike Alden because he would say it whenever he could. And of course, he grew up in the mid-Missouri area. So he called it Missouri. It's not Missouri, it's Missouri. The Missouri checked in at number 8. Massachusetts, by the way, number 4. Massachusetts, most difficult state to say. So, you know, it is what it is. And then people started checking in. Do we have accents in St. Louis? Everywhere I've been in the country, people tell me or used to that people from St. Louis have accents. And then, of course, people trying to pronounce certain names in the St. Louis area. That's another one that can happen. You name it. By the way, Six Flags, still rocking and rolling, but Six Flags California saying that they're probably going to have to close. Financially, they've got some issues from that standpoint that they're trying to take care of. Also, a new $32 million apartment project. I liked reading this story, and I wanted to put it out there because we talk about reinvesting in the city, and this is one of those opportunities. The former Leggett and Myers tobacco building down in the Botanical neighborhood is being redone to house 73 apartments, 14 art studios, 105,000 square feet. Let's see the positive from that standpoint. We'll keep you posted if we hear more about what's happening when it comes to making sure that that's there. Overland residents, some still dealing with a boil water advisory from yesterday. The heat, water main breaks. The heat not only buckled that road that we showed you in Cape Girardeau all of a sudden, it's a problem for water main breaks. Not everybody has been helped yet. The need was too big. The St. Louis Area Food Bank has received another huge donation to help keep them doing what they're doing. If you haven't had a chance to check out what they do, go down and see. It'll put things into perspective for you. You also get a chance to see just how many people they're helping. Yesterday, over 30 firefighters had to help the doggy daycare in Jefferson County It was Good Time Dog Care right near I-55 in Imperial. They had a fire. They say it started in the attic. It could happen. So they had to relocate 70 dogs. Thankfully, they were able to do that, take care of business, make sure everybody was back on track, getting the dogs where they needed to be, and so forth. Also, police and a family are looking for help from an incident that happened on Saturday. A sad story. But we know these things can happen, and then people can take off. People can do what they want to do. They can put you in a bad situation. But a grandma on Saturday was hit on her motorcycle. Her last name, it was Edgering. A grandma hit on her motorcycle. She was taken to the hospital. She passed away. The driver who hit her didn't stay at the scene, left the scene. Police and her family are now looking for help. If anybody was in that Earth City area, knows anything from that standpoint, please contact police, because that family, not only are they grieving, but they don't have closure knowing that somebody who maybe even accidentally hit the grandma, their loved one, their family member, and passed away. Now they don't have justice in regards to that taking care of itself. So if anybody knows anything from that standpoint, please contact police ASAP to make sure that people can be helped from that standpoint. Also, MacArthur's Bakery out on Lee May Ferry, they're going full digital, bake to order, cost of price of business, not enough sales coming in. They've done a ton of work for people. Really, really, really known for their cakes, fantastic for their cakes. They are going full digital. You can still contact them, bake to order. They just won't have the storefront building anymore. We've talked about some of those things, how businesses are making decisions in 2025, and the impact of AI as well in St. Louis, and people doing online sales and maybe not going into stores as much. These are all things that business owners and people are dealing with right now in 2025. By the way, we love it when you guys join our show. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show, letting us know what's happening throughout St. Louis. We wouldn't be here unless it was for you guys. You can watch us every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. on X and YouTube at Arch City Now. Once again, it's X and YouTube at Arch City Now. TikTok, Facebook streaming coming. That's on the way. You can also call us. You can also come and join us via video. You jump on that chat line and let us know if you want to come in video-wise. We'll do that as well. We bring guests in from time to time as well in the early portion of the morning. And what's happening in your neck of the woods? Let us know. We try to get your chats in. We try to figure out what's happening with you guys. From the chat line, Robert says, I know you guys don't talk politics. I'm just curious what's going to happen in New York City. I guess he's referring to the mayor. Also, talking about a Clint Eastwood Western, Andrew Bailey versus Alfred Montgomery. You're leaving or not? Yeah. Drojo, I appreciate the whistling. Was that Josie Wales?
Yeah.
It's going to be another hot one today, guys. Heated to see over 100. Stay cool. Go Cardinals again tonight. Boy, oh boy, it'd be great to see them get 3 straight wins. If you guys have stories that you want us to cover tomorrow, you can let us know that as well. We try to run down all of those headlines today as we did. So much going on. If we missed anything, we apologize. We also love to give shout outs to people who need them, who deserve them. And of course, you guys let us know what we can do, and we'll pass those on. Projo, did we miss anything? Anything else that we need to add?
I don't think so. I think we got it all. I think
my jaw's
everything.
hurting.
Yeah.
If my jaw starts to hurt, that means I've been talking too much. It's time to shut the yapper. I was checking the time to make sure. Are we all right? Yeah, we're just about right. So, guys, thanks for joining us today for Arch City Now. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Yes, as we continue, or at least I continue to do our show live from South Carolina. By the way, the heat index here right now, still 89. So it's approaching. I'm sweating. It's hot all over America. We appreciate you guys. Go Cardinals. Hopefully we have some good news tomorrow. And hopefully we'll see it's not too much of a bad situation today with Sheriff Montgomery and Attorney Arch City now.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM.
An on day that does it for
You
Archer.
really
Have an awesome day.
blew
We'll
it.
see you tomorrow. Take Central 2.0 next.
Going to the store. I wanted to know if you had